I have pressed the start streaming button.
Go ahead and do a stupid introduction to the show.
That's all you, man. I'm just the internet.
Everybody, it's the SideQuest Live take two. Apparently, I was having some issues and I actually shut off the audio on the microphone recording, the streaming out. So apparently, people could hear us, but it was really low and muffled. I'm gonna switch to the other laptop next time because I'm just kind of it works, but I'm joined by Aaron Scratty Bones Kelly.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going? And I'm joined by Sam Ginn Dixon.
That makes me sound like I have a disease of some kind. Scratty skin? Also,
Scratty skin.
Also, hey, I made it at the start of the podcast. Definitely didn't miss the start.
Perfect.
Right here.
Yeah, it's just Tom that's not here.
Well, hey, since you're at the start of the podcast, what have you been playing this week, Sam? You just told us a moment ago.
For the first time.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, we'll recap
I'll
quickly.
actually pay attention this time to what you were talking about.
Wow, geez. So I've been playing a game called Vicious Circle. Aaron, do you want to hit me with what the description was again?
Yeah, they call it an uncooperative multiplayer shooter.
Yeah.
This podcast.
So basically, it's a 4v1 game. There's 4 mercenaries playing against a villain character. And the villain character in question is a giant monster chicken. Giant monster chicken is trying to kill the 4 mercenaries. The 4 mercenaries are trying to collect nuggets, and the first one to get 75 can escape out of little rescue zones, evacuation zones that come up. But only one of the mercenaries can win. So it pays for them to play together, kind of, but it also pays to screw each other over, get each other killed by the chicken. If you get killed by said chicken, you turn into a little monster dude called a Little Dipper that has the ability to suck the life out of anybody else. So you can run up to somebody after you're dead and take their body, and then they become a Little Dipper, and then they have the ability to take other people's bodies, including their own. But there's like a 5 to 10 second animation that plays when you become a Little Dipper, so you can't just steal the body back right away. And yeah, so it offers cool gameplay like hiding as a Little Dipper until somebody gets those 75 nugs and is about to evacuate, and then you jump and steal their body and evacuate using their body instead. And then, you know, it's fun to play by yourself, but it makes more sense to play in a group. It's way more fun. And I also mentioned that it doesn't have a report feature, and there are some people just going buck wild in the chat because of it. And it needs to maybe be fixed or at least be given a report button. And I haven't played in like a week, so I can't guarantee that they haven't already added that. Did I mention it's made by Rooster Teeth? You might know Rooster Teeth and some of its content. And some of their voice talent, which is also in this game. And they sound pretty much identical to themselves. So if you like that, that's a selling point. If you don't, well, sucks, because the game's okay, but only if you play in a group. All right, that's my quick rundown. Did I do good?
Anybody you did pretty good, yeah.
Hit all the beats.
Game looks kind of interesting, actually. I'm just staring at some of the visuals here.
It has a nice art style. It's clearly aimed at semi esports titles, so it's not like they push the boundaries of graphics processing, but it still has a nice style to it. They need to come out with some new monsters, which, I mean, they have a road plan and they have like a battle pass type system that's free right now, and they mentioned that the first 2 seasons are probably going to be free, and I wouldn't be shocked if at some point it transitions to a free-to-play game and you buy the battle pass, but I don't know how long they're running their seasons for, or if that's in the plans or whatever, but it kind of feels like maybe that could be the case, and that usually helps these kind of 4v1 group games, because then it's, you know, no barrier to entry, you just need a PC and you'll be good to go. It's currently only on PC and Steam. Likelihood that it could come to consoles at some point, but again, nothing's confirmed in that regard. So, yeah.
Game that would do well on a console, especially in split screen. Local multiplayer. Has that sort of fun look.
It's one of those games that it feels like if the Wii U and the promise of that machine was available, like that would be a great game to play on that, because you'd have like 4-player split screen, and then you'd have like the monster as the gamepad, but then at the same time you're kind of working against each other because only one of you can win. So having split screen might, lead to people cheating and be like, I know where you're hiding. Because if you like everybody can see you at all times in that game, but if you crouch, you're invisible. Well, not invisible. Like if somebody comes around the corner and sees you crouching, like
you're off the radar.
Yeah, but you're off the radar effectively. And there's like different traps. There's like decoys and like little audio bugs. It's actually funny. They have an audio trap that plays like a little like 3-second like come on down 2 quickies like audio trap when people run over it and then they lose nuggets. Like they need to come up with like more audio samples for that, like other advertisements for the world in that game, because I think that would be hysterical. So there's Vicious Circle. Aaron, what have you been playing?
Hey, what's up? What's going on? I've been playing Shortest Trip to Earth, and I will now talk about it for the first time this week.
And I will say that is the first time I actually heard the name of the game, so
yes,
I'm glad we got around back to that.
It's called Shortest Trip to Earth. It's a space roguelike in the vein of FTL. It's twice as long as FTL in terms of maps. FTL had 5 sectors. This has 10, generally with, call it 8 to 12 different stars per sector. You pick a ship, you fly from the start of the sector to the end of the sector, exploring planets, exploring asteroids, dealing with random ship encounters, finding weapons and modules, and trying to balance resource drain versus resource gathering, versus taking damage versus repairing yourself. And the goal of the game is to get to the end, which I assume is Earth, which I haven't done yet. You generate a resource for doing basically anything in that game called Fate. And then at the start of your next run, you can spend all those Fate points on perks, some of which are permanent unlocks. So you might be able to spend 15 Fate points on a permanent 2% increase to evasion, and then that just carries over forever. Or you can spend 8 Fate points on a dude who's got really good piloting skills, so you have a really good pilot right at the start, and that means your evasion will be higher, and stuff like that. And it's very complicated, and it takes a really long time, regardless of how well you're doing or not. But it seems really good. I've been streaming it a little bit. I don't think I mentioned that before. People are really interested to see what this game is, because apparently a lot of people have heard of it and nobody knows what it is. So I spent an evening basically just playing through a run of that and just explaining the game to people, which was fun. I think it's worth it. It's like $20. It's like $20, and it's like very stable, and it looks nice if tiny. Like it's designed for like a really big computer monitor, or like maybe a television. So if you're playing it on a very small monitor, or you turn the resolution down like you're playing it in windowed or something, it can get a little tricky to micromanage everything. But yeah, I don't know, it's fun. That's what I've been playing. What? Sorry, what? Yes.
It looks like it's only okay. Yeah, I'm just looking it up. Sure, it's only on Microsoft Windows, so it's PC Steam.
I don't know about you, Deli, but I searched Shortest Trip to Earth, and the first 2 results are completely in Russian.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right, because I was like, maybe he meant
Zosholia Oshibka.
Yeah, I was like, maybe he meant Shortest Journey to Earth. Also still in Russian.
No, I
I
got it pulled up on Steam right here. It is Shortest Trip to Earth.
I'm gonna try to read the actual Russian. It says, "Proizolsha Oshibka JavaScript." I love how they just throw JavaScript in there. I can read Cyrillic, but that's it. Cool. Shortest Trip to Earth. Good for those FTL fans out there. Awesome. Anything else besides the usual TFT?
Nah, I'm doing real bad in TFT, you guys. The patch 9.16 came out, and I went on a huge loss streak, and I'm about to be demoted like 2 leagues. Like I was in diamond, and now I'm almost in gold. Like I'm going backwards.
did they nerf the Yordles?
They nerfed the Yordles a couple of patches ago, but they buffed one of them, so on balance they're still fine-ish. It's just getting to a point where you can run all 6 of them and not suffer for it has always been tricky. No, we can't do this, Sam. What are you doing to me? We have a
Sorry.
we have a show. We have a show to talk about.
I'll be honest. I was racking my brain for any other league knowledge I could pull out, and I just had nothing. So
You almost sidetracked me there. I was ready to start talking in-depth TFT. That's it. That's all I've been playing. I'm going to talk about TFT. What's up?
Okay, well, I have been playing a game. I'm going to play the music. You can tell me if you know what this game is.
I got it.
And it is?
That is the Looney Tunes rendition of the Blue Danube.
You got it. You got it. I've been playing the Dragon Quest demo on the Switch. I think it's available yesterday. It became available, or today or something. So I downloaded it, I think today. Playing that, and holy shit, they managed to squeeze that PS4 game into the Switch, and they're a little bit like 20 minutes in. It looks really good. So that's pretty cool. I don't even know how long this demo is, probably a couple hours or so. And that game has rocketed to the top of my near the top of my must-buy list. I didn't play this when this first came out on the PS4 last year. I know, Aaron, you were into it.
Yeah, I love that
Ray
game.
and Zach played it, so... And I'm really looking forward to the 2D stuff that that they've snuck onto this version, as well as a bunch of the other orchestrated and voice tracks and all that kind of stuff they're doing. So, and the extra quests. Kudos to Square Enix for dropping all that in there. So yeah, playing that, it's good. It's real good. More of the multiple Marvel Ultimate. I got back into that because it's just a real easy pick up and go game, and it's a good detox game where I can just kind of grab it and just sit down. And I know they call it palate cleansers, but I like calling it detox because having the stress out of my system, because I know I could just keep bashing an attack button and beat a bunch of dudes and overly difficult. I like it a lot. So yeah, Ultimate Alliance 3. I'm about halfway into that game. I think I've unlocked just about everybody. A lot of Marvel heroes in there. My team currently sits at Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Wolverine, and Iron Man, which I think is a good combination. There's a few things on there. So yeah, if you get a chance, go back to that. Keep playing that. And then I got a code for a game. Did anybody? I know the answer is going to be no. Anybody play Battleloon at all for the Switch or for? I didn't think so.
No.
It's a single screen multiplayer. The room and try to knock your opponents into the walls to kill them, and that's all it is. At least. Balloon characters with like demons, and that's really the only difference. And the walls, every time you bash in the wall, you reveal some spikes, and you can knock your other. That's all the game is. I mean, it's that simple. I don't even know how they can charge more than a couple bucks for this thing, because it's not all that great from a standpoint. By a really small team, I don't know how much chance these guys have on developing a game. I mean, I understand that. Just say it this way: it sort of feels like a game, and a Unity demo, a template, and we put a button to Nintendo, and there it is. And that's what it kind of feels like. It's very 50 other games of this type, and there isn't anything extra in this make it any better than any of the other games that are already out there. In fact, because it's just kind of a plain Jane visual style at all. So not fun. Gurgamoth, sorry. In it besides like about your character. So that's about that. I did play Mansion for the 3DS. It's on the GameCube. Picked it up on the 3DS for a while. Then my daughter stole the 3DS out of my hands. Started playing Tomodachi Life again, and she's probably put about 80 hours into Tomodachi Life. And so I finally got back into Luigi's Mansion in the run-up to Luigi's Mansion 3, which I'm super hyped for.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi never ended, baby.
And the original Luigi's Mansion is pretty good still. That holds up. I think it's a good series that pretty cool because you went to like a couple different mansions, but really looking forward to this third one now. More. So yeah, the first game is still really easy to understand, simple mechanic type of there you go. That's what I've been playing. But good classics in there.
If you had sex with Luigi, would he be able to maintain physical form, or would you just penetrate any part of his body?
Penetrate any part of his body.
I mean, part of his character is that, like, if you need somebody to walk over spikes, you get Luigi to do it for you. So,
But do the spikes go in him, or does he stand on top of them?
Like he goos around them. That's a good point.
There you go. So yeah, you can be penetrated from any.
I'm pretty sure Nintendo released 32 minutes of said Luigi's Mansion 3 at maybe a convention that's had some news as of late.
I don't know.
Comic-Con. Tell me about Long Beach Comic-Con, Aaron. And talk about Gamescom and other stuff. What do you got? What do you got for us?
All right, here's what I got for Gamescom. You ready for this? I have written down on my list of things. Gamescom happened. Lots of reveals. Death Stranding. Bracket. You walk. And bracket. Comma. Etc. That's kind of there was something like 33 reveals of various I think it was 33 of various properties that happened at Gamescom. A bunch of new things got announced, including footage of Luigi's Mansion 3, like we just mentioned. Death Stranding got a long gameplay demo, so people know what that game is now. It's you're walking. I guess the whole idea is that you're walking from the east coast of America to the west coast of America, turning radio towers on.
Funny is that years that he has had Kojima on every single one of his stages and in his life and in his home and everywhere else. Not once has Kojima mentioned like what this game is about or like how it functions. When he sort of offhandedly said, "Oh, hey, by the way, there's another video playing at the Sony booth. If you guys go over there, you'll see exactly what this game's all about." Tweet. That video basically says that your goal is to walk across the U.S. You're kind of following in the footsteps of this girl that did it right before the game starts, I guess. These are these communication towers so that and happiness and people talking to each other again. Okay, I get it kind of now. It totally sort of make.
There's a dude in that game named Die Hard Man.
Yeah. If you were in the game, what would your name be?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. Steel Tough Boy.
Boy, Sam, what about you?
Slippy Toad.
That's a good one.
That's good. I don't know.
Rage Punch Face.
And
yeah, I was at work for that
face.
I was at work for all that Gamescom stuff, and I tried to catch up on that first day show that Keeley hosted. And I'm kind of on I don't want to watch any of the trailers going forward for Death Stranding because I'm already committed because I'm a crazy person.
Yep.
Like I saw, like I got up to the promo video for Kojima that was like, let's spend 5 minutes talking about how fucking cool Kojima is. And I mean, like, it was just footage of like Jeff Keighley being like the Flavor Flav hype man for Kojima. And then like I was like, okay, well, Kojima's on stage. I guess I'm gonna stop the rest of this video. And I looked and it still had a half an hour left. And I was like, 1/3 of this entire show is just Kojima being on stage, being like, "Hey, Death Stranding's like 2 months away. Who's excited?"
So, Death Stranding wins Game of the Year at the Game Awards. Do you think that there's going to be like some sort of conflict of interest? Jeff Keighley says, "Oh, that could." I already know how it's going to go. There is no doubt. All the games this year, I mean, this one clearly stands above the rest whatsoever. Game of the Year goes to Death Stranding. Yeah, I mean, great job. Yeah, I mean, it's a game. Jeff Keighley is in the game as himself, and he's almost Jeff Keighley.
Is Jeff Keighley in Death Stranding?
I read the quote about there
he's
being
in there.
many a surprise cameo in Death Stranding, and it sounds like anybody who has visited the Kojima offices in like the past like 2 years, there's a good chance they're at least in the game for 5 minutes.
So I've got.
It's at the office, I think. I think if you were a barista and Kojima walked past you, you're probably in the game.
If Reggie Fils-Aimé is in that game, I will lose my mind.
That would be
Yeah.
amazing. So
Um,
Gamescom 2019, I pulled up a list here. I'm not sure if it's a complete list. But here's what they had. They revealed the campaign for Gears 5. They announced Kerbal Space Program 2, which is, as the name suggests, a sequel to Kerbal Space Program that isn't being made by the same developer. It's being made by a studio owned by Take-Two.
Oh.
Yeah. Little Nightmares 2, Need for Speed Heat, Comanche, Predator Hunting Grounds, The Cycle, Humankind, which I think is Tom Johnson's Game of the Year.
no, Ancestors is his Game of the Year.
Is it Ancestors? Isn't Humankind and Ancestors the same game?
Yep.
I have no idea.
No.
Everspace 2, Disintegration, Darksiders Genesis, Erica, which I hear is actually very interesting. New content
It's launched.
Yeah, Erica's out, right? Like, you can just get that. Anno 1800 extra content, Port Royale 4, which is actually kind of interesting to me. Iron Harvest 1920, Death Stranding, Luigi's Mansion. I think there's a couple missing from that, but there was a lot. There's a lot. If you check everything.
There was a ton that came out. Yeah, what is it? The Stadia stuff that they announced as well.
Yeah.
Let's Dive 3.
Stadia.
How about that Stadia? Yeah, there's a ton of shit announced at Gamescom.
Honestly, a lot of the stuff that came out of Gamescom, like the stuff that anybody should be really interested in, was basically on video. It was either video presentation or the coverage was like done like in video. So it's worth it just to like hit up the old DuckDuckGo and just type in Gamescom 2019 and just find any video of any announcement and check it out, and you'll be able to find like way in-depth coverage or gameplay just straight gameplay demos of all the cool shit. Gamescom, it's where it's at. Gamescom's the new E3.
We'll see.
Hey, speaking of new E3, that's not a segue to whatever this is. Insomniac Games is officially joining PlayStation's Worldwide Studios. They are.
This is gonna make a pretty good a segue in a second here, but yes, they were always a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, Insomniac's been a PlayStation developer,
Yeah.
quote unquote PlayStation developer, for as long as they've existed, and they've always made really cool games. But they were a third-party studio. They have worked on other platforms before. They did Sunset Overdrive most recently for Microsoft.
The exclusive launch title for Xbox One.
Yep.
Sunset Overdrive. Rip Sunset Overdrive. Never gonna get a Sunset Overdrive 2.
Rip.
Best Tony Hawk game in the last 10 years.
Bring that game to Switch.
But yeah, so they've officially joined. They're officially. And according to Sony and according to Insomniac, essentially nothing's gonna change for them. If they have cool game ideas, they'll get to do them exactly as they would otherwise. They'll probably do another Spider-Man game.
Well, that's the only way that Spider-Man is going to be appearing anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. Yeah,
God,
that whole thing is stupid.
Yeah.
That whole thing is stupid, and I hate everybody commenting on like all the fans and shit. I don't know.
An outcry.
Because all the comic book fans, like all the nerd fans, are like, oh yeah, just let Disney do it, let Disney have it, and it's just like, I mean, I agree with you, but don't fucking champion those dick bags. Like,
guys, it's just high-level negotiation tactics. I don't know how you cannot see this.
How can you not see this? I mean, it's the easiest thing to see.
And then it came out, I think, along with that Brian Fay behind the scenes worked on Venom.
Oops.
It's like, well, I can see why you stayed behind the scenes. Because that was not a good movie. Anyway, yeah, there's all that. Ben Irving has left BioWare.
Interesting.
Ben Irving was the director, I just think in general, of BioWare. He was the director on Anthem. I believe he was the director on Mass Effect Andromeda.
We say rest in peace Anthem, like, is that basically dead at this point?
Oh yeah.
And remember we kept thinking they were going to try to save it. I was way off. I thought they would try to pull something, but nope, that game is...
I don't understand how in a world where you have a studio that knows how to make a video game, like regardless of content, you can make a video game. You have the people with the skills to take like their knowledge and create a game, like a playable thing. How do you fuck up making a as a concept, a open world sandbox Schluter sci-fi?
I like Schluter. It's a good word.
How do you fuck that up? And then they managed to do it. So I think this is it for Anthem. He's out of there, and I think this might be the point in time where in 5 years we look back and go, and this is when EA decided they couldn't get off without killing another studio.
And when BioWare gets...
Yep. Because that's how EA does.
What EA does for sure. Or they'll transition what's left of BioWare to do another Star Wars game.
They'll become they'll become a support studio for somebody like Respawn or somebody like that.
As long as they don't kill them before they make the next Dragon Age, I'll be happy.
Right.
Even if that game is...
that...
What? Nope, can't hear you.
I said go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, even if that game is shit, like, give me one more game as bad as Dragon Age 2 just to wrap that story up, please. And then you can die, BioWare.
So Mass Effect Andromeda, but Dragon Age Andromeda.
Yeah, give me that just to wrap that story up. Andromeda sucks, and also I don't care about it because it was the start of a new story that I didn't give a shit about. But give me a game that bad, but that wraps up all the stuff set up in like Inquisition and stuff, and like I'll play it. I will take that bullet for the world.
You look at all the great IPs that EA is sitting on right now, Age and KOTOR and Dead Space, tons of others that they're not doing anything with. Battlefront. That's all they do.
Yes.
They market The Sims anymore. It's a crime that The Sims is not on the Switch because that seems like the natural home wise for the... And they're really poor poor decisions that they're making over there.
What if they make Battlefield, but with Plants vs. Zombies for the third time?
Yeah, again. Did they announce it or did they
I
announce
don't
it?
think it even got officially announced at Gamescom.
No, it was supposed to, I think, but then it just got leaked ahead of time.
Oh
and
shit!
nobody
Here's
cared.
an idea. What if they make Battlefield, but with Plants vs Zombies, filled with loot boxes? Eh?
I'm pretty sure they already did that
Yeah.
too. Wait. I got it. What if Battlefield and Star Wars? Fuck, that's already a thing.
Oh no, I got it. What if they release an app that is just a picture of a loot box and you click on it and it charges you $10?
Wasn't that what Peter Molyneux created?
Probably.
Or that mining game where it was just the
Cube or Curiosity or whatever he called it.
whatever
Yeah.
that was, yeah.
Why hasn't EA made a battle royale game based on the Burnout franchise? You fucking have it right in front of you, EA. Do it.
Burnout.
Burnout Royal. There's
Burnout Royal.
There's something
I
there.
like that.
Skyblivion released a gameplay
okay.
trailer or a teaser trailer, not a gameplay trailer. Teaser trailer. Skyblivion is a mod for Skyrim that a group has been working on for I think 5 years. That requires you to own Skyrim and all the DLC. It also requires you to own Oblivion and all the DLC, and it imports all the shit from Oblivion into Skyrim so that you can play Oblivion in Skyrim. Yeah. That's not news. That's just in here for me.
Kind of fun. Yeah.
Do you want to play a broken game in another broken engine?
I really do. I really do. I really, really do. That's why that's in here. This is just for me. I do have one final piece of news, an actual piece of news. GameStop laid off 100 or more people, and that includes half of Game Informer. And it seems like a lot of them didn't know they were being laid off.
Online, because I know the online had like 7 people laid off. I don't know about the print amount of people laid off or not, or if the online folks and the print folks are the same folks. I have no idea.
So I've got Jason Schreier's article covering this from Kotaku pulled up right now, and towards the end it says the layoffs blindsided staff at Game Informer today. 7 of the popular magazine's editors announced on Twitter this afternoon that they have been laid off, including one who said he was on vacation. Per Game Informer's masthead, the magazine has 19 full-time editorial staff. I mean, number one, this sucks. This always sucks when layoffs like this happen. Number 2, this is sort of the thing that a lot of people kind of saw coming. GameStop's been not doing so great recently with all their restructuring and etc.
They're trying to stay afloat, but think Geek into their stores. Geek.
Yeah. Hey, here's a business idea, you guys. I want you to stay with me on this, okay? Just trust me. You're going to love this. What if we buy the branding and inventory of an online store that isn't doing enough business to stay afloat itself, and then sell their stuff ourselves? That's a way to make money, right?
Yeah, totally.
Hey, does anybody want to buy a Legend of Zelda tote bag that doesn't have enough space in it to fit anything?
Buy it for $28.
Trade in 6 brand new copies of Grand Theft Auto 5, and we'll give you $8 credit towards this.
A lot of issues that I used to trade stuff into GameStop all the time when I was like my early gaming days, or I should say the early 2000s, whatever. Thousands coin back, and then like you could trade in a game and they would have like 50% more days or double days, and you could get
Double Daves.
That's a great game. Double Daves. Game in and almost get another used game in the meantime, or for the trade for a little bit more. But to go there now, I don't think I've walked into a GameStop in think probably since last holiday season, because there is no need for me. I'll just go to Best Buy or I'll buy from Amazon.
I remember exactly the last time I walked into a GameStop slash EB Games, and it was when Puyo Puyo Tetris came out originally, and I went to a Walmart beforehand, and they didn't have any, so I went to an EB Games, and I bought a new copy, and they gave me an opened copy, and I said, no, new copy, and they said, we don't have any. And I said, it just came out today. What do you mean you don't have any? And that was it. I've never lived anywhere that had like one of those stores. Like there's not one here, so I have to drive like a very long way away to get to one of these. So I've never done the trade-in thing or anything like that.
Well, I used to trade in all the time. I don't anymore because I'll just directly sell to people on like Marketplace or wherever.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's easier and it's cheaper for them. Usually I'll see what GameStop or Amazon or Best Buy is selling a used copy of something for, and then I'll knock like off that and I'll sell it to someone on Marketplace, and I'm making a good return and they're making they want for a hell of a lot cheaper than if they bought it used from GameStop. So doesn't know really what to do to keep up with we're all going digital. In fact, I'm more and more going digital just so I can have less boxes and games.
Digital was the greatest thing to ever happen to me because it means if I have the money for something, I can just play it. I don't have to sit. I don't have to sit there and get more money to try, cover gas and then convince somebody to give me either lend me a car or drive me to somewhere that sells video games. I can just buy the fucking thing. It's awesome.
My only concern now is going to be that day that certain games are no longer available on different marketplaces, like right now with like Telltale and things like that. And you legit cannot get Telltale games on a lot of places. My director today, one of my bosses, came over and he's like, "Hey, Mr. SideQuesting." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up, Tom?" Open a Telltale. I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, so I first couple episodes of, I don't know, Batman or something. I can't download the rest of them. I had them sitting on my iPad for so long. I went to download the rest, and they're not available. So what do I do?" Or whatever he played it on. I'm like, because that company is no more, and I don't know what happened to the IP, and blah, blah, blah. So that's my fear with digital is that get pretty screwed with, they're very temporary. Yeah, it's awesome because you can get stuff. If you're fine buying something and playing it and probably never playing it again after, which is of the games that we play is we'll buy it, we'll play it, and then our hard drives and then just never play it again. You feel like, oh shit, I want to get Marketplace, then you could be screwed. So I think there's where I've geared myself towards buying the physical copies of some games. Just I may want to when there's no longer Marketplace or compatibility. So we're going digital, and GameStop can't keep up with doing that. I mean, I think the numbers are bonkers. Would they say the newest one sold 800 digitally, which is that many copies sold overall, let alone digitally. So kudos to Nintendo for being able to pull that off. So happening on Nintendo, then you're definitely behind as a company like GameStop is, and I don't think they know how to. And you can't just do it with just and Funko Pops, because I think we're all kind of sick of Funko Pop at this point. So
I'm still not entirely sure what a Funko Pop is, like what they look like or anything. I've still never seen one in person.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll send you all 8,000 of the ones that I keep getting on the road now, because they are literally everywhere. They're trash right now because they're
I'll tell you what, you send them and I will stick one of my 2 giant ass shelves immediately behind my webcam in my new place, and I'll just have them there. That'll be my nerd shit right there. They'll just sit there. I'll never touch them.
There you go.
I won't give a shit about maintaining them. Like I'm not.
I think they give you like a box of Funko Pops when you become a U.S. citizen. So if you ever decide to become a U.S. citizen, you can feel free. We'll give you some trash.
Yeah, I assume if you work at a GameStop or an FYE, your signing bonus is like 20 Funko Pops.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. But so there used to be like Babbage's and all those, and I think Funko Land rebranded as GameStop and then bought EB Games, Babbage's, and then bought EB Games, or I think it was EB Games bought Babbage's or something like that. So these kind of cool stores, and they are no longer around.
Didn't you used to buy pants at Babbage's?
The games.
Yeah, I don't know. Babbage's was never a store here either. We had we had Zellers.
I remember Zellers. Yeah.
I think you're thinking of Peebles.
Yeah, you might be thinking of people instead of Babbage's. Although GameStop could probably sell pants and make more money.
Do they not sell pants? I know they sell T-shirts and jackets.
I'm sure they probably have a pair of like boxers.
At some point, it's going to become like a hot topic. Like they're just going to merge.
Literally,
like,
yeah.
Here's nerd like complete cosplay outfits and stuff like that, and also like here's a stack of buy one get one free amiibos for like $12 each.
You can get all of the Animal Crossing amiibos.
Here's my question. Here's something I've been thinking about. Why do they call them long johns and not socksers?
Oh no, I have no idea. Any other news you got there?
No, that's everything I had written down.
A
lot of this week was Gamescom. So,
first of all, if you want to see any Gamescom stuff, just hop on the SideQuest, and we've been doing a little bit of reporting on there.
Yep.
The PS5 development kit design patent leaked out.
So I didn't include that because I tracked that back on Twitter. And the guy who posted it, the original tweet was just this picture of this rounded thing that said PlayStation 5, and then somebody said, "Is this legit?" And the first guy who posted the picture said, "I don't know, somebody sent it to me to my email, and I haven't confirmed it or anything."
Apparently the one of the Codemasters artists said that it's let's see what's the dude's name? I don't know what the dude's name is here. Senior artist Matthew Stott confirmed. I'm reading from Gematsu right now. Confirmed in a tweet that the device is in fact a PlayStation 5 development kit or whatever they're going to call it, which is obviously PlayStation 5. So it could be just him saying shit and not actually having. I mean, like Codemasters. I don't know if Codemasters is big enough to have a PS5 dev kit yet. I don't think they're working on it. So yeah, that's it's a dev kit. We have some in the office, but we'll see. This is a 5 out in that. This is what they look like. So, which is just this overblown, really bizarre looking. No, it's not going to be the PlayStation 5, guaranteed. It looks like game console that came out in the early 90s. Or it's like the Jaguar 2 is basically what it would probably look like. So that's something, but kits for the PS5 are definitely out there, so that's something to note.
Did we have anything in the Discord? I think there was like one story in there that I should have included but didn't in the news channel, maybe. I can't because I have full screened this.
Check right now. In the Discord, we have in the news channel. Oh, the great one was PlayStation 5 has the potential to kill the PC gaming industry. It's always
cool. Yeah, maybe that was the thing I was thinking of.
Yeah.
It's going to be super strong, you guys. It's going to be the most powerful thing ever, and when it's released, PC hardware will stop development in perpetuity forever.
I did see that was kind of cool was I don't know, did you guys see the trailer for the new Mario and Sonic the 8-bit 2D style games that they're going to have in the Olympic game thing? That looked kind of cool. Basically, I think
I know you were going to talk about the flashback like 2D like 1964 Olympics thing, but I can't stop thinking about the absolute units that
Sam logged off on, which is great. Thanks, Sam. Wherever you are in Pennsylvania, a mouse chewed through your computer cords.
Welcome back. Hey, guess what happens if you accidentally hit the test thing and not the wherever Tom posted the photos of, I believe it was Robotnik and Wario just hanging out on the winner's podium together.
Fantastic. They're wearing the beautiful leotards or whatever. Yeah, I'm interested in this game now, so they're just kind of going off the sort of semi-serious. I don't say semi-serious, but they were just like Olympics with but it kind of looks like that they're actually starting to have a little bit of goofiness fun to it, which I think is what you likely need to.
Yeah,
So,
I encourage you to track down the Japanese trailer they released at the same time as they released the English trailer. The Japanese trailer is like 5 minutes long. The English one is a minute long, and the Japanese trailer just goes over all these sports that are definitely not sports, that are like things that you're going to be doing. Like they have like if you guys remember, what was it called, Sonic Riders, which was that weird like downhill like Sonic
the hoverboard game.
Yeah, they have that in this game. Like that's one of the Olympic sport. I'm watching that trailer and going, "Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I guess they did add skateboarding to the Olympics. That's cool. Oh, they did add surfing. That's cool. That's not an Olympic sport. That's definitely not an Olympic sport. They have like Smash Brothers fights in that game now. Like things got crazy, and I think that's great because they're just gonna turn it into like a fun party game that the Olympics is just kind of like, hey, like come hang out at the Olympics where Mario and Sonic apparently can race in 2D and like 16-bit or 32-bit, whatever the Genesis.
Oh my god, what if they Mario Party the Olympics?
I mean, they are essentially doing that. Is what they're
I'm
doing
so into that. I'll get to hang out with my buddy
Good.
Sonic.
Well, you gotta get your big beefy hands on a Switch that can fit it.
Oh, I hate this
God,
world.
I've seen the new Switch, not the Lite, but the new better battery Switch in stores. And I know GameStop will let you. Remember GameStop? We just talked about them. They're running a deal right now where they'll give you an extra $25 if you trade a Switch in. Switch for $225. Oh, you get $225 for your OG Switch, which the new ones are like $299. Actually, kind of tempting. Are you willing? Am I willing to spend $75? Improve battery life?
That's got to be a bad business model. Like that doesn't shake out good. Like, oh, hey, buy this new piece of hardware for like $70 and we will maybe resell your Switch for like $200 in like a year.
Yeah, exactly. Right. They're a very viable company. They're not having issues.
I heard they've been.
Let's lay off everyone.
I heard they've been valued at $70 billion because that's how that works, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Company makes no money, gets valued billionaire. You guys hear about that Yahoo Tumblr shit?
Yeah, I was about to say still worth more than Tumblr.
That Tumblr got bought for what was it, $2.2 billion, and they got sold
billion. Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, and they got sold for $20 million.
Oh, I had heard last estimate was that under 3 million, wasn't it?
No, I think they got sold out. Yahoo sells. I'm checking. I'm pretty sure it was 20 million.
Someone made the great tweet, which is someone made the post, which is like or about the cost of a house in San Francisco, of a 2-bedroom home in San Francisco.
Well, it's like, they always make the joke of like your car loses value the minute you drive it off the lot. That's like if you drove your car off the lot, it caught fire and exploded, and you're like, I'd like to sell it back.
Oh, it was 3 million.
Can I trade this back into GameStop?
Verizon sells Tumblr to WordPress owner for a paltry 3 million, and it was purchased 6 years ago for 1.1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Bought Tumblr, man. I'm so bummed out.
Well, you know what the interesting part about that is? Now we know exactly how much porn is worth.
It's worth basically $1 billion.
It's worth $1 billion.
It's interesting that some millionaire could have decided to buy Tumblr instead of buying like a really expensive car that day.
Right.
Yeah. What if some millionaire had just like, oh, I'm just gonna buy Tumblr and then I'm gonna put porn back on it, and then it's gonna be worth like $1 billion again, and I'm just gonna sell it.
I was on the market for a Bugatti, and then I was like, you know what? Porn, though.
That's the deal of the century. $3 million. How?
I could steal $3 million.
To come up with that money, guys. We could pull off a bank heist. I'm gonna offer $5 million right now to the WordPress guys and see if I can get Tumblr.
5 million to whoever brings me Tumblr's head.
$1 million to bring me the head of Tumblr. Oh goodness.
Wanted dead or alive.
That we can
Well,
go
it's
over.
dead. It's not alive. It's you got it dead.
Really is dead. Yeah, you got the car exploded on the way to getting it bought.
Now listen, Frankenstein was the name of the
Let's
doctor.
pack this up. Everybody for joining us. We tell you everywhere you can find us at Dolly Demowski, at Scratty Bones, fuck Sam, and hey, fuck Tom. That's what we say here.
At least I'm here.
I have a challenge for
Okay.
everybody this week. This is a first of its kind.
Good.
I want you to go on Twitter. Go to twitter.com/ScrattyBones. That's me. Hi. I want you to find the tweet where I had an incredible bit of wordplay. It said, "Would a one-liner during a kaiju battle be a Bon Mothra?" It's the greatest line I've ever come up with, and nothing. I'm getting nothing for it. So I want everybody to go, and I want likes, I want retweets, I want that on the front page of Tumblr. I want it on Bloggy. I want it on Friendster, and I want it on MySpace. Get it?
I was gonna say, you're gonna get quoted but uncredited on a Dorkly article or something like that.
I want it on 9gag. I don't want it on 8chan.
16chan
I want it on 7up. I'm running out of numbers here, boys.
is good too. That's always positive.
I was thinking about that line last night, and I was like, does that even work? Because it's not a hard T in Mothra. But I was like, it totally works. I'm just because it's in text, and it's such a good line, and fucking nothing. Hey, what's up?
I just retweeted it.
Yeah,
so
you
it's all
did.
good.
As long as we're making demands. Hey, everybody, White Claw's not that great. It's okay. It's not phenomenal. But through the makers of White Claw, if you could just make me like a real fruit juice drink that has alcohol in it,
That would be
and
good.
or like an Arnold Palmer that has alcohol in it, that'd be great. I'll buy that right off the shelf.
All right,
Palmer with alcohol is Tiger Woods.
check this out. Yeah, it is.
You can call what was it that Peace Tea company already has like an Arnold Palmer called Caddyshack, so that would be the
Nice.
name you'd want to take. But like, yeah, call it Tiger Woods.
Let me check. Let me run this one past you, Sam. Check this out. You ready?
Who's the villain in Happy Gilmore? Well, you could call it Happy Gilmore.
It's a guy from Price is Right, isn't it?
Yeah, but what's the
Pieces
character?
of the shit like you for breakfast.
Whatever the character's name is, name that. The villain's name. Name that and give me an alcoholic Arnold Palmer, and I'll see you. I'll see you there, opening day.
Just
Name?
drink your alcohol straight.
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin. What a perfect name for an alcoholic beverage.
I
That man-
guarantee you that exists. There has to be a drink called that.
That's got to be like somebody's. Excuse me as I type on my clicky keyboard.
I'm doing it right now. Shooter Mc. Oh my God, he actually had a DUI, which makes it completely perfect.
He'll definitely love that sponsorship.
Holy shit, I haven't seen this. There is no actual drink called the Shooter McGavin.
Wow, how is that not an Arnold Palmer alcoholic beverage now?
We're
Companies
doing
like-
it. Alcoholic Arnold Palmer is a Shooter
I don't-
McGavin.
I'm quitting my day job and I'm making alcoholic Arnold Palmer. I'll see you guys without the. I'll get the Shooter McGavin sponsorship. I'll be all over the place. I'll see. I'm done with video games. I'm only selling alcohol now.
Of the show, Adam Sandler, you had a possibility to make enough money to buy Tumblr off of the Shooter McGavin. You were gonna say one more thing before we cut you off, Aaron.
No, I don't fucking remember. I don't remember.
Okay. Hey, so I posted the tweet early yesterday to buy the rest of this year because there's a ton of fucking games coming out. If you could buy any 4 games, what would those games be? Mine were choices. I'm surprised at how many were very similar. Mine were Link's Awakening, 3, and Doom Eternal. Yours, what 4 games would you buy this year if you had the chance? And they were the only 4 games you could buy.
Shit. Cyberpunk. If it came out this
This year. No.
Oh.
Yeah, are we just talking about for the rest of the year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
and December 31st, 2019.
Fuck, I don't know. I don't even know what's coming out this year. Like, there's so many games. There's so many
Think
games.
about it.
There's so many games that are in my head that I'm like, oh god, I can't wait to play that. And then it's like, oh, is that even out this year?
Outer Worlds, Sonic and Mario at the Olympics party.
I probably know mine. It's probably Death Stranding, Link's Awakening. Crap, I had the other two. Oh, Luigi's Mansion 3. And technically, Astral Chain's already paid for, but probably Astral Chain.
I am so freaking close to just mentioned last week how my backlog, or the last like 8 weeks, how my backlog just keeps going because I'm never fucking finishing a game. Astral Chain will be another one that I buy before I finish any of these fucking games that I have right now. So
yeah, I haven't finished Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I was
that
like,
game.
maybe I should rush to finish that before Astral Chain, but I've given up the ghost on that.
All right, I got him here. Pretty sure. We're looking at Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition because I want.
I can't even tell if was that a joke or no.
No, that's real.
Okay.
I'm a big Digimon fan, but I haven't played those games because I didn't have a PlayStation 4 when the first one came out, and I didn't want to go back afterwards. But if they're coming out with a complete edition,
5 isn't coming out till next year.
Yep.
So.
So that would be number one. Outer Worlds, because that game looks buck wild. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, because we just talked about it, and that game sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably Death Stranding.
Okay.
Those are my 4.
3 of us chose. So that's a good choice.
WWE
That's it. What are the 4 games that you guys want? Tweet at us with the hashtag 4 games. I don't know.
Disney Some Festival.
Disney Some Festival. You're right. That's a good one. If you get those sweet Switch. With that, find us sidequesting.com, Eurovision or whatever. See you guys next time.
Ancestors of the Humankind Odyssey.
That's all Tom wants. He just listed that 4 times.
I forgot Control. That game looks dope. Can't wait to play that.
Control looks dope. Yep. But don't forget Doom Eternal. Don't forget the.
Did you guys hear that was the thing that I didn't go in depth on before we go, or I'll just slowly reach over. I'm slowly reaching toward the stop streaming button. Doom Eternal, they're saying it's going to take 22 to 30 hours to beat that campaign, and then at the same time they said Cyberpunk 2077 is like 30 hours, like for like a mainline campaign, and then they also said Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is like 30 to 32 hours.
Perfect time.
How is Doom Eternal as long as those games? And now I'm pressing the stop